I'd just like to start off by saying congratulations to everyone on a great season, except for the Panthers. This was a tough one. We all thought the 49ers were the better team, but for the third time, they were exposed more than Kanye's wife. Also, I would like to thank the Raiders for hosting. It was very appreciated. Thank you. You guys are welcome anytime. The Chiefs have now won a playoff game in Las Vegas before the Raiders. Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid have more wins at Allegiant Stadium than any head coach and quarterback from the Raiders. Okay, before we get into the game, there's just a few more things. Just real quick. What? I just want to clarify something real quick. You guys say that Brady was carried by his defense, right? Right. Okay, so Brady wins because he's carried by his defense. Okay, so then Mahomes wins 3 with a great defense, so he is the GOAT. Yeah, you might want to tell 49ers fans to chill. They're breaking their TVs. When we were in the Super Bowl, our fans would have never done that. That is because flat screen TVs weren't invented yet. Okay, a couple coaching changes to go over. The Raiders have hired a new offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy. I'm sorry, what? He ultimately decided it was the best fit in Vegas after visiting one of the sports books out here. He got so excited he's never seen so many screens. Also, the Chargers have named Greg Roman their offensive coordinator. We've also hired a passing game coordinator. You hired Greg Roman. There is no point in a passing game coordinator. Okay, and lastly, the 2026 World Cup final will be played at MetLife Stadium, which means we might finally get to see Canada do well on an NFL field. All right, you guys, let's get into the game. The 49ers have now blown their 3rd Super Bowl in 10 years. They are slowly becoming the Buffalo Bills. That's not true. They lost 4 and they were consecutive. That's much worse. Thank you. Also, the refs, once again, were terrible. They didn't even call anything. Exactly. There was excessive holding going on. Yes, by Usher in the halftime show. That 3rd and 6 in overtime no-call hold on Fred Warner could have changed the game. You don't think it was the fumble or the missed extra point or the punt that changed the game? Bang, bang, excuses, gang. Hey, guys, take it easy. You know, beating the Chiefs isn't for everyone. Neither is kicking field goals, apparently. Speaking of field goals, Gronk missed his kick again. He's now 0-2 and is still better than Anders Carlson. Also, congratulations to Jake Moody. His record for longest field goal in Super Bowl history was shorter than Aaron Rodgers' Jets career. I would like to shout out Harrison Butker as well, who had 2 field goals from 50-plus yards in the Super Bowl. Too bad the Panthers couldn't find someone like him. Yeah, Kadarius Toney now has twice as many Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers, and he didn't even do anything. Well, neither did George Kittle. The streaker had more yards than George Kittle and Deebo Samuel combined. Can we talk about the halftime show now? There's still a ton of games. Usher was incredible. Okay. He did not disappoint, unlike you in the Super Bowl. He played some really good throwbacks, right? Yes, between Usher, Luda, and J.J. Watt's haircut, it felt like we were right back in 2002. You guys ready to let the dogs out? What? You know, like, who let the dogs out? Arthur, what are you doing here? Are you really gonna wear that? That's where I keep all my things. I get a lot of compliments on this. Plus, it's not a man purse, it's a satchel. Indiana Jones has one. Quick question, is this the real Caesar's Palace? Okay, moving on. For those of you who missed the SpongeBob broadcast, here's a quick recap of the Christian McCaffrey fumble.
Firmly grasp it in your hand.
Plankton was in the end zone in overtime more than the 49ers. Can we talk about the commercials now? Sure. Some of the notable commercials this year. State Farm, Paramount, the Jesus one. Jesus made it to a Super Bowl before Dak Prescott. Speaking of commercials, Temu probably had the best Super Bowl marketing. Yeah, they ran like 6 of the same commercials. Not that. They had the Temu version of Tom Brady on the field. If Justin was the 49ers quarterback, they would have won by 10. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Will you shut up? Justin Herbert is now a 3-time MVP in hypothetical situations. Okay, and lastly, I would like to congratulate your Super Bowl 58 champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you guys. Also, as you guys heard, Taylor was in Japan before the game, any further away from the Super Bowl, and she'd be the Chicago Bears. Also, some people are mad at Tony Romo for cutting off Jim Nantz on the game-winning touchdown. I was not that bad. Patrick and SpongeBob called a better game. Travis Kelce had himself quite the day. He finished with 9 receptions and domestic battery. He had more boosters in the first half than yards. Travis Kelce was more upset pushing Andy Reid than Swizz Beatz watching the halftime show. In unrelated news, Taylor Swift's new single, Travesty, is about to drop. I'm gonna go. In all seriousness, though, I do want to say thank you to the fans for their patience this year. It's hard having people come to NFL games who don't know the rules of football, like Kyle Shanahan.